And sadly, this is actually our last diving day. You have to have 24 hours between your last dive and when you get on an airplane. Otherwise, you know, you might get basically the bends. Not something you want to mess around with on a 4-hour like cross-ocean flight. So today we dive, tomorrow we go back over to where the turtle boat was, and we will be doing a snorkel kayak tour in the mangroves, which sounded kind of fun. Oh, not enough coffee in this area this morning. We don't have any coffee cups. This entire country is apparently deficient in coffee cups. They're all really, really small. So Jen gave me a coffee in a juice thing, something in a little like cheese bowl. It's not going well. We haven't actually eaten here since the first night, which was taco night. We've been cooking, but they do have an included hotel breakfast that we go to every morning. So at long last, after I was disappointed because I expected those were like little like graham cracker bears, we are properly doing hagelslagen per the internet. So Jen is buttering bread, and then we will put our whatever those are. We've been translating random words. Apparently it is a Dutch thing. So we have buttered the toast, we have applied the hagelslagen. I've been trying to get ice cream because they seem better with ice cream, but somebody's not in ice cream.
No, we're doing it the authentic Dutch way.
Okay, time to get loaded up. We both love diving, but at this point we are also both pretty beat up. Both of my thumbs have sores, one of my heels. We've been exfoliated with sand all over, and we have a general salt rime that never seems to come off. So, like the first day we're like, woo, diving! And now we're like, woo, diving.
I'm still really excited.
Yes, you're excited about everything, except hagelslagen. You were not properly excited about the hagelslagen.
Let's get more time underwater swimming with the fishies.
One of the things we're finding is, like, we saw that map of all the dive sites, and we got excited thinking, oh, we want to do them all. Like, I had images of trying to hit them all. It's all the same reef. They're very arbitrarily named. They just dropped a buoy and they're like, Angel City. Bye, Jen. Because of that, we decided that rather than try and go to new sites, we would just spend the day going to some of our favorites. And we decided to come back since this was such a memorable dive. Fortunately, Jen wasn't yet sick of turtles because we had one playing around us right as we were swimming out. We came up so far from the beach because we'd been having way too much fun following tang aggregates and turtles, and we'd actually lost sight of the pylons. We're back at Alice, and as always, the biggest challenge is the step down on the reef. See all the little black things? Those are the urchins. Since this was going to be our final dive on the south end of the island, we decided we liked the symmetry of going back to Alice in Wonderland. Also, we had just really liked that dive. We went and did Alice in Wonderland, which was one of the first dives we did, and that's going down as one of my favorite. It has both the wall, and then instead of just dropping, below 100, it actually has a second reef past the sand, and it was just really cool. We actually pushed it kind of long. We were down there for 40 minutes before turning around. So yeah, really nice. We have new tanks. We have time for one more dive. So we're going to drive north, do 1,000 steps or maybe oil slick, and then come back here and we'll do a night dive as our kind of final of this trip. And sadly we are heading out for our last dive that is not a buddy dive, because Taters is making me go back to California. And Taters decided, instead of bikinis and stressful parking over at 1,000 steps, we are going to do the eloquently named oil slick. That is a good way to quasi wrap up diving. And much to Jen's delight, we had one more round with a fish friend. I'm a SoCal diver. You don't have the choice not to dive in surge. Ooh, tight butts. Fish friends, fish friends.
Fish friends.
We had commented at lunch how if we were going to pick a final dive, that dive to Salt Pier and Alice would have been a great way to end. But as long as we had the option, we were going to go say hi to our tarpon friends one more time. This thing really excited Jen because at first we had no idea what it was. She was half convinced we'd discovered some new species. Alas, it was just new to us. Sometimes they were there right away, sometimes they took a while to appear, but every night dive we did, we had tarpon following us around. If you're wondering what happens when they find a fish, I was finally able to capture it. Most of the time though, we only know they got something because you could hear this kind of whoomph as they vacuumed the little fish in. This time we spent more time up in the sand, kind of playing with our pack of tarpon. That meant we could actually stretch our air really, really long, but alas, eventually it was time to surface. At this point, we had done 23 dives in 6 days, and we were pretty tired, but it was still bittersweet, packing stuff away for the last time.
Very sadly, just finished our final dive of this trip. Matt didn't want to come out of the water. I was coming up the stairs and I saw him still swimming with the tarpons, not willing to come up.
We did an 80-minute night dive. We were out there quite a while. I think I was like 84 minutes.
So the highlight was we discovered a new species.
She's not going to tell you what it was, though. She's just use your
Because we don't know what it was.
It was a lobster.
But you can cut in. And then in a close second place, we saw a giant sea cucumber for the third night in a row. I think it was the same giant sea cucumber, and I'm a little bit worried that it seems to be all out there on its own without any friends or family.
Tried to get her to check its butthole, because that's the thing. We learned this in Komodo. They get little crabs that hide in their buttholes, and so you have to go and like shine a light up there.
I think that's just the Pacific ones.
One of the joys of doing things with Jen is just how happy and excited she gets by sometimes the most minorly things. And now for the hard part, getting all our gear dried out and in a configuration where we can pack it and get it on an airplane.
So the highlight was we discovered a new species.
Hengstis erectus. Oh, that's something different.